I was looking at my phone the other day, and I got one of those weekly screen time reports, and it told me with a straight digital face that I had spent a collective 5 hours last week just scrolling through videos of
Wait,
cats
what?
knocking things off tables. 5 hours? That's basically a part-time job, but without the paycheck or the satisfaction. And I thought, if I had just taken 1% of that time, like 3 minutes a day, and used it to, I don't know, learn a few words of Spanish, I'd probably be semi-fluent by now. I'd be ordering tapas with confidence, but no. I'm an expert in feline gravity experiments. Sound familiar? That feeling of being stuck, watching everyone else seem to level up while you're just here? Maybe it's not cat videos for you. Maybe it's the endless scroll of social media, the lure of just one more episode, or that comforting, familiar chaos of being too busy. You want to get better at your job, your fitness, your hobby, your life, but the gap between where you are and where you want to be feels like a canyon. And let's be honest, the thought of trying to build a bridge across that canyon is just exhausting. So you do nothing, and the canyon just seems to get wider. I get it, truly. And here's the core of the problem, the thing that keeps us paralyzed. We think that big, meaningful change requires big, heroic action. We think we need to go from couch potato to running a marathon in a month. We think we need to transform our entire diet overnight, from pizza and fries to kale and quinoa. We think we have to write the entire novel in a single caffeine-fueled weekend. It's all or nothing. And since all is terrifying and frankly impossible to maintain, we usually end up choosing nothing. It's the classic human default setting. Why start if you can't finish it perfectly and immediately? But what if I told you that the entire secret to crossing that canyon isn't some giant, terrifying leap? What if it's just about laying a single, tiny, almost invisible brick every single day? This is the magic of the 1% rule, also known as the Principle of Marginal Gains. In Atomic Habits, James Clear explains it with an example. The British cycling team was historically, terrible. They hadn't won a major tournament in over a century. Then a new director came in and implemented this philosophy. He didn't ask the team to make massive, sweeping changes. Instead, he challenged them to improve every single tiny area related to biking by just 1%. Not the bike itself, but the pillows they slept on for better rest, the gel in their shorts for less friction, the weightlifting techniques, the nutrition, even the way they washed their hands to avoid getting sick. They searched for a 1% improvement in everything. And you know what happened? Within a few years, they dominated the Olympics and won the Tour de France. Not because of one giant change, but because of hundreds of tiny, almost silly little 1% improvements that added up to an unbeatable advantage. The math is beautiful and frankly a little bit mind-blowing. If you get 1% better at something every single day, where do you think you'd be in a year? Twice as good? Maybe? 1% better every day for a year doesn't add up to 365% better. It compounds, it multiplies, and the result is that you become not twice as good, but nearly 38 times better than when you started. Let me say that again, 38 times better. Conversely, if you get just 1% worse every day, you decline almost all the way to zero. It's the physics of everyday life. Small, consistent actions, positive or negative, create staggering long-term results. So, how do we hijack this superpower for ourselves without it feeling like another chore on our to-do list? We make it so stupidly simple that it's almost harder not to do it. Here's your 3-step plan. Step 1 is to shrink the goal until you laugh at it. Seriously, your goal should be so small that it feels trivial. Want to get fit? Don't promise you'll go to the gym for an hour. Commit to doing 1 push-up. Just 1, right when you get out of bed. Want to write a book? Don't stare down the blank page for hours. Commit to writing 1 sentence. Just 1. Want to learn guitar? Don't plan on a 1-hour practice session. Commit to practicing for 60 seconds. The point is to make the barrier to entry so low that you have no good excuse to skip it. You're not building a habit through willpower. You're building it by eliminating the need for willpower altogether. Step 2 is to anchor it to something you already do. This is called habit stacking. So, stack them like this. After I pour my morning coffee, I will do my 1 push-up. After I brush my teeth at night, I will write my 1 sentence. After I sit down at my desk, I will spend 60 seconds reviewing my Spanish vocabulary. By attaching your new 1% action to an established habit, you don't have to remember it or find time for it. The trigger is already built into your life. Step 3 is the most important. Track it, but don't judge it. Get a calendar, a cheap one, and put a big, satisfying red X on every day you complete your tiny habit. Your only job is to not break the chain of X's. The focus isn't on how well you did it. Some days, your one push-up will be a perfect military-style rep. Other days, it'll be a wobbly, pathetic-looking thing where your knees touch the floor. It doesn't matter. You still get the X. The momentum of the chain is more important than the quality of any single performance. This is about building consistency, not perfection. Your call to action right now is this. Think of one thing, just one tiny thing you'd like to be 1% better at. I want you to pause this video. Seriously, hit pause. Think, I'll wait. Got it? Now, make it smaller. Make it so small it's almost embarrassing. Read one page of a book. Drink one glass of water when you wake up. Floss one tooth. I'm not kidding. Now think of an existing habit you can stack it onto. That's your plan. Imagine where you could be a year from now. Not from some dramatic, life-altering decision you make next month, but from the cumulative effect of these tiny daily bricks you're laying starting today. You won't even notice the progress day to day. It's like watching hair grow. But one day, you'll look in the mirror and you'll have a full head of, progress. You'll be stronger, smarter, more skilled, just because you had the courage to be consistently slightly better. The journey to becoming 38 times better at anything starts with a single, almost laughable 1% effort. So go on and be 1% better today. And if you're ready to embrace the power of getting slightly less worse, hit that subscribe button. I'm building a whole community of 1%ers here, and we'd love to have you. Also, in the comments, I want to know, what's your one tiny 1% goal for today? Let's get this chain started. Thanks for watching. And remember, small things repeated become big things. Now, go get your X.